Hey, homegirls and guys. Welcome to another Wind Down Wednesday with your girl, Alicia. Tonight is a special one because I have a series called Girl, Did You Watch? Where I interview Black women from reality TV shows. And I'm so excited because tonight we have a special guest. But before we start, if you do not know me, my name is Alicia, and I'm the host of Black Girls In Podcast. It's a safe space for women to share their stories, and I definitely am so excited and so honored to have the guest tonight because we are talking about Love is Blind Season 9. If you know, you know. We're going to get right into it, so you may recognize our special guest, but you may not because they try to play us on the screen. But it's okay because I'm going to ask her some questions so we can get to know her. But make sure you like this live. Let us know where you are listening from, and let's get into this. Let's get into the episode. Okay, so everybody, welcome Ashley to the live, the wind down. Woo woo! Welcome. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. I can't complain.
I am so glad that you are here tonight with us. So usually on the Wind Down Wednesday, I do like to share what I'm drinking. If you all want to share what you're drinking, you can. I have a little wine glass, so I'm drinking some lemonade because I really don't have no alcohol. But we're going to drink some lemonade. If you're drinking something, let us know in the comments. If you're not, it's okay. But we're going to drink because, I feel like it's going to be giving a little tea tonight. I wish I had some tea, but it's lemonade. But it's still good, though. It's still good. So I'm so excited. If you want to just introduce yourself to the people, if they do not know who you are, or even if they do, just something that you want us to know before we get into the episode.
Yeah, thank you for having me. My name's Ashley, last name Ursery. I'm from season 9 of Love is Blind Denver, and we're here. You probably noticed me from you blink, you miss me. Probably noticed me from a quick little side eye. Me yelling down the hallway when we walk into the pods, or one or two one-liners.
Yes.
That was my role, and I'm all right with it. It is what it is.
At this point, I will say I gotta take it back because when they announced everybody, the pictures, I was cracking up because you're like, I'm alpha, but I'm willing to follow if you have direction. And I said, period. Now, the alpha was a lot, but I said, period, because if you ain't got no direction, I don't need to be following you.
I don't even remember saying the alpha part, honestly. Oh. It probably was paraphrase or okay, this is to summarize what she's saying. I remember saying I can be dominant, I can be strong, but I look for someone strong. I'm looking for someone to lead me to God because I know that I've been single for pretty much most of my adult life, and I have the spirit of independence, strong Black girl, independent woman. So it takes a lot for me to be okay, you really on your stuff. So I can chill out. I feel safe enough to follow you because we can't be the blind leading the blind.
Cannot.
So if you're waiting for me to make that decision, and I remember saying I really just want someone to make a decision. Really know I am a boss. I do supervise. I run a busy life, and my job is every single day. I'm not trying to do that at home. So yeah, that's where I was really getting at. Yes, can I be an alpha? Sure. Was that something I was wanting saying on paper? Not really, but I mean, sure.
It is what it is.
I got a lot of slack for that. I stopped looking at the comments. They're Ashley, don't come in with this alpha woman BS. Look, if I'm a boss lady every day, all day, I'm not trying to be one at home. I want the man to lead the household. I'm gonna give you that. I don't want to do it.
Yeah. So were they technically not your words then per se? Did they just kind of paraphrase in general for the people? That's how it is. They kind of paraphrase what y'all say.
Yeah, I think it's a big paraphrase because even my job title was paraphrased. It was hey, this is a long title. We're just going, lump it up into something. It looks like they just took a bunch of words, put it in AI, and they were all right, cool. This is a good little blurb about what to say about Ashley. I'm
okay. I see what you're saying. Makes sense. So, as we know that you was used, we seen you on the marketing job, but baby, we barely seen you in the pod. So I'm like, we need to know the story behind the pod since we didn't get to really see it on the screen. So I wanted to kind of know, since the show has like, wrapped, it was out, it's been there. How do you feel like watching it back? And do you feel like what are some things you wish like were shown?
I wish it was shown more people's like relationships in the past. Like we saw early on, like, all right, like this person's paired with this person, they're engaged, this person's paired with this person. When there was like other relationships developing and getting to know other people. Granted, I personally was not in the pods as long as everybody else. So like, yes, the pods is 10 days, reveal days, day 10, engagement days, day 9 for everyone. But then you get to a point where production will say, hey, like you're not mathematically, connecting. Not enough people are ranking you high enough that they want to, they want to talk to you, or they want to continue to date you. And you can also ask to leave at any time, which we did see. I'm guessing like in previous seasons it wasn't highlighted as much, or people didn't take them up on that offer. Child, our season we was like, bye, we done with this. So I personally, like, I was asked to leave day 5, day 6. One of those
asked you to
days,
leave?
you're invited to leave. Whatever. There's like, hey, like you don't have any, and they say you don't have any meaningful connections. Being like, okay, you're dating with people and you're on their list, but like it's not going to go anywhere. And looking, I was frustrated earlier, like right when it happened, because I'm the person like I want to leave on my own terms. Like, no,
Yeah.
Because when you leave your conversations in the pods, your conversations are left with like they're open ended. They're left open ended. So I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna come back and we're just gonna hash this out because like I don't like how this conversation ended. So I'm ready with the mess. Like this is what we on. This is what we on. So I personally knew like I was gonna ask to leave. There was a couple of us that were like, oh, we were gonna ask to leave. I was gonna ask to leave the same day that they asked me to leave. I just wanted to go to my dates first to close those.
Oh, to kind of like not ghost them like some other people did.
Whoa, not necessarily ghost, because I don't think everyone really ghosted people. Like, is it depends. Like, did production give them the opportunity to go in? Because they could have said, and I can't speak for them, but you can get to a point where like, hey, I want to have this conversation first, and if they say no, like you gotta go, or whatever else. Like, production is production. But for me, I wanted to go in, have the conversations I wanted to have to close that in. And because I just had a couple things that I needed to get off my chest in the most respectful way. And then I was going to actually, I was like, all right, I'm going to go in, I'm going to say what I got to say. I only had like 3 dates, 2 real dates anyway. By that time, when most people were having like 4 and 6, like my list dwindled down quick. And I was like, cool, like let me go in, say what I got to say, bake some cookies and ask to leave. Like that's literally what I was on.
What?
I want to cook some dessert. Like that's what I'm on. So I'm gonna ask to leave afterwards. But I got asked to leave earlier in the day before we started production that day. And I was like, bruh, you could have knocked on my hotel door and I didn't have to get dressed and paint my face. This could have been an email. Well, we can't get emails or anyway. We ain't got no phones. But yeah, I could have knocked on the door and be like, hey, we're gonna ask you to go home. Like, here's your flight. Pack it up. Woo, woo, woo. But yeah, we got dressed, had breakfast. Like I done got into a routine. Cool. Good morning. Hello. How you doing? What's good, people? Let's get mic'd up. And like I had a feeling that they're gonna ask me to go home anyway. But I knew deep down inside, like I was ready to go. Like I wrote in my journal, I think day 4 was like, if anybody proposed to me, I'm saying no. Like this can't be it. This it?
Why were you going to say no if they proposed to you?
I ain't like them like that. They wasn't nobody I wanted to bring
Who
home.
was on the list?
I was like, none of them folks were anybody. I love them all for who they are. But none of you were people I wanted to bring home with my family. They weren't people I was willing to try with. Like my values and me personally, like I went in day 1, like, all right, cool. Can you hold a conversation? Can we, kicks and giggles and chat? And then I went in like, all right, cool. Like, here are my values. These are the things that are important to me. And all of those were not aligning. And I think that foundation is way more important than me asking, like, what's your favorite color? Like, where do you like to go vacation at? And we bonded on how many siblings you have. Cool, that's fine. But at the same time, like, do you believe in Jesus? Like, is going to church important to you? Is honesty important to you? Like, where do we live logistically? Like, okay, like, I'm in Colorado Springs. This is the Denver metro area.
Mm-hmm.
Just Denver. Like, all right, cool. We have people in the mountains, like we seen with Nick. We have people that live in Denver. Me in Colorado Springs. There was a couple other people that live in Springs and Castle Rock. So I'm like, all right, like, logistically, are you willing to move? Are you willing to relocate? Are you virtual? Are you? I'm in the office. Like, I have a demanding job as well. So like, all of those things are like, I was logically thinking a bunch of things too, which also could have played a part why people were just like,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
You were in your head a lot
yeah, and
with
I
it.
think a little bit, yeah, but also it's the reality, right? We've seen some of the relationships that
Mm-hmm.
ended was because foundationally, like, I like you, and I usually they loved each other. They have love for each other, but value wise and lifestyle wise, it was the math was not mathing. And for me, I personally, I wanted to know that first.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to fall in love with you and know I have to compromise my values and beliefs and
Mm-hmm.
everything else to try to make this work and then be heartbroken afterwards. Granted, that is a lot of thinking. That's very logical. If I would have went in the backwards way, I still would have ended up in the same situation anyway. So it don't even matter. I just would have played the game a little longer and end up with more heartbreak. So I'm
That should not end up with more heartbreak.
I mean, your feelings just gonna be hurt more. You built more bonds, you built more relationships,
Mm-hmm.
like you've developed more feelings for these people. And you're just like, okay, that's it. Like, you still don't end up with the person. So for
Yeah.
me, I was like, after I left, I was like, well, if I would have done this way, and I talked it up with my therapist, and we would play scenarios each and every way, I still would have ended up in the same way. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
still wouldn't have ended up engaged to anybody. And I just would have been there a little bit longer. And for what? I was in PTO jail already anyway. I needed to get back to work.
So you already knew kind of when they was showing it. You already knew that you probably wouldn't be that much on the show because you knew you left early.
I'm surprised they showed me at all.
Oh,
I'm surprised
okay.
they showed me at all. I watched the seasons and the previous seasons before. Like, I was a fan of the show.
Mhm.
Um And I was like, oh, okay. Like, when the first date, everybody's dating in and out. I'm like, you probably gonna see me. You might see the back of my head, me in the lounge. I am shocked. There's even me yelling down the hallway. Let's go. It's literally, they got all of my outtakes of me
Mhm.
just like, I have an inner monologue, and it became outer. So like, you see us going in the pods are open. I'm over here like, sashay, sashay. I do that every day. That's the problem. And it became outwards, and I forgot, like, you're my secret titty, so like, it hears everything. And I'm just like, mm. It just didn't think, and I'm just literally commentating my way down the hallway. I did not
Mhm.
know that was going to get used. Even Meet the Singles, literally, was all of my outtakes of just
Mhm.
me being very unserious. And I think that could have been shown more in the positive, me being unserious. I really was trying, but like, it is what it
It,
is.
it wasn't working. Do you remember who your first date was?
Yeah, I remember my first and my last day. I can't really remember much in between.
Okay, who was the first and who was the last?
My first date was Jordan, and then my last date on the first day was Brennan.
Brennan.
Yep, it
Okay.
was Jordan and Brennan was my first and my last date, and I remember we all went in the pods. I was like, "Oh, this is cute," because this we'd never seen the pods yet. Like, we were there for 2 days already, and we
Oh.
did B-roll and all these other things, and interviews, and we were just chilling in the lounge while we were doing that, and walking down the hallways. But we never seen inside, so this is the first time they let us inside the pods, and I'm like, all right, Ashley, we're gonna be our best behavior. First thing, oh, this is cute, because it was cute. And I'm just like, what are we doing? I was like, hell, you don't know who you're talking to when you go.
Oh, you don't. They don't tell
No,
you.
no, you just know you have a date there. So like,
What?
that's why everyone's confused. We really are confused. We really don't know who we're talking to.
You don't know until you be like, hi, and then you just recognize that you got to recognize the name. I mean, you got to
Eventually,
recognize the
right? Like
voice.
I eventually got down to 3 people, so I knew those 3 people. They were all
Mhm.
very different. But like the first day, you're dating 16 people, and you go to eight and six, and I'm just like, hello. I was like, yo, what's up? Hello, hey, and then you're just like, kind of like leaning in, trying to hear, but like there's a big speaker, so you can obviously hear. And I'm just like,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, what's your name? I'm like, oh, I remember Dylan's date too. Dylan was somewhere in the middle, but I remember that one. That's the Dylan is the date that they showed me with. Was I told him
Oh.
that he only watches 2 TV shows. Yeah. Uh,
Oh, I remember. I was like, 2 TV shows. Okay.
he said now he watches. I hung out with him a couple weeks ago. He said he watches more than 2 TV shows now. I'm very proud of him. But yeah, Jordan was the first one. We were just like, and it's only 10 minutes, so it's quick. And we're like, yeah, hello, like, hey, and we're just like, what are we doing? It was weird. And then I remember Brendan's day because it was so exhausting. Like it was a long day. Not like Brendan was not exhausting.
Uh-huh.
The day was exhausting. So when you get to person 16, it is like hours
Ooh.
3 or 4 at that point.
Yeah.
And we're all just like, yo, what's up? He's like, well, you got questions? I was like, child, I guess. Like, I don't know.
Like, I'm tired.
I'm tired. And I love both Jordan and Brendan to this day.
I was like, were them your top, Jordan and
No,
Brittany?
I didn't even make it out the first day with them.
Oh, you didn't make it.
No, I don't think I made it out of theirs and they didn't make it out of mine. It was very mutual, probably. Like, let's be honest.
Oh.
They were both cool. I honestly I could not remember Brendan's date besides the fact that he was my last date.
Oh. Well, did you have a favorite, or did you have someone that was your favorite, or not really?
I remember like the first day I wanted to talk to Michael again. Edmund was super cool because we just like joked all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Anton was really cool because I remember he was like,
Oh, yeah.
he like grew up in Florida or something, and
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, oh, I lived in Florida, and he was like, I was like, oh, like he's like, are you a Gators fan or something? I was like, a fan, like I am a Gator. What you talking about? Because I ran track at Florida, so I was
Oh.
like,
Mm-hmm.
and when people tell people who like competed at that school, like, are you a fan? And we're all just like, a fan? No, this is us.
Yeah.
So yeah, we chatted, and Anton honestly, like, he knew early on who he wanted to pursue, and he honestly like became like one of my best friends in the pods. Like it was really cool and like refreshing to talk to him. He was just super cool to talk
Oh,
to.
really?
Yeah, Anton
After
was like,
you were still talking to him,
pardon?
like you can still talk to them,
After
like
I
on the
break
dates
up
and stuff
with
like
them.
that.
So yeah, so you're not. I think our days, like we were just like, they don't want to talk to me no more. That's fine. Break up, break up. Because if you put break up, that means they're not adding you on your list anymore. You
Yeah.
still get
Mhm.
added onto people's list if you're being
Oh.
ranked somehow. Even if you broke up with them. And I put
Mhm.
quotation because like I'm talking to these fools for like 2 years.
Yeah, like we're not really breaking up, but
Um, and so I remember they told us in one of our meetings, there's like, stop breaking up with people. Stop breaking up with people. Because they knew these lists was getting too thin, probably. Mine's got thin quick. Like I was down to 3, 4. Because again, once you say like, "Hey, I'm not feeling you like that," like
Mhm.
I don't want to pursue you. I'm like, cool, I'm done. Like, if that's the zone you want to put me in, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not here. That's what you want. That's what you want. You don't want me. I'm okay. I'm not finna. We don't have to be here to play games with each other.
Mhm.
Um,
What's going on in Denver? Why was the list was going down
can't
too
speak
quick?
to nobody else's list, but I know my list was short, quick. Soon as
But
I brought up religion and Jesus, and going to church every Sunday, that list was. They was like, I can't commit to this. I can't do this. I was just like, all right.
and I feel like it's interesting because isn't Denver usually, aren't they like more conservative and different, like people in Denver
There's a
are
lot of conservative people, but there's also like a lot of free
Colorado.
spirits. By the time when I filmed the show, when I went on the show, I was only in Colorado Springs. I don't think I've even been to Denver yet when
Mm.
I moved there, besides the airport. And I was only in Colorado for 4 months before I even filmed. I moved from San Antonio. So
Oh, okay.
I personally I couldn't tell you what it was like to date in Denver because like I might have went on one hinge date
Mhm.
in Colorado Springs. And that
Mm.
and it was also the winter time. It's cold. Like
Yeah, I
I'm
was.
from Texas. No.
I know, freezing. It is cold in Denver. So what made you like go on Love Is Blind? Did you apply or did they like slide in your DMs?
So no, I applied. I one of my friends, I was watching the show and I'm recapping the reunion with one of my friends, and they was like, "Hey, how far are you from Denver?" And I put in the GPS. I was like, "I'm only like an hour." It's like you should apply. You'd be great. Also, like I'm not a big dater. I don't date a lot. I'm
Mm.
one of those women that shows my career and kind of pursues that head on, and just like whatever happens happens, and you meet people. This is the season of what they're supposed to be. It ain't nothing serious, and move on. I was like, oh, like sure, I'll apply. I think I applied maybe a month after I moved here,
Oh,
and
okay.
I was like, hey, why not? I moved here and I got this job because I needed a better work life balance. Why not try to get wifed up as soon as I get here? And we can start our lives. Like I
That'd
moved
be
here,
woo.
like I literally like I moved here for better work life balance because I knew I wanted to like be someone's wife, be someone's mother. I did not look at like when I move places, I don't look at the dating statistics and all the other things. I'm looking at what is the population of black people there, what is the weather, what is the cost of living. Like that's what
Hmm.
I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the dating stuff because again, I lived in Lubbock, Texas. This has to be better than Lubbock, Texas. Um,
You know
so
Kev on stage.
pardon?
Do you follow Kev on stage?
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah. Oh, his show is based in Lubbock, Texas. That's why I'm cracking up.
Yes,
Churchy.
yes. Oh, yes, Churchy. When he said Lubbock, I was like, why is this one random? And I've been to the one random black church in literally Lubbock, Texas. And I used to work at Texas Tech. Again, I think we talked a little bit before we got on film.
Hmm.
I work in college athletics, so like I'm not in the military. I'm a civilian, but I work in college athletics, so my job will bring me to a college town. It depending on the big schools and all the other things, they're mainly in college towns like Lubbock, Texas. And I love working for Texas Tech University. I had a great teams that I worked with. I worked with women's basketball and track and field, and dabbled with some other sports. But I loved my coaches and the teams I worked with. But I was like, I'm a single black woman and West conservative behind Texas. This is not gonna work.
Got to
The
go.
the nearest airport was 5 hours. Dallas Fort Worth.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my
If
gosh.
you did not fly out of Lubbock, it's hard to just get to Austin. And I was like, I
Yeah.
can't do that. I had another stop in San Antonio before becoming here in Colorado
Mhm.
Springs, but yeah, so I didn't. All this circle back to say like I didn't have an idea of what dating was like in this area because I honestly just moved here. So I was like, hey, this is an opportunity. They allegedly vet the people that they supposed to, so it should be a decent pool. If I and then it was really appealing to me because they were like, hey, like you're doing all your compatibility questionnaires and quizzes. So on paper, somebody should match with me. So like when my dates were dwindling down to from when people were having 6 dates and I'm only down to 2, 3, and 4, I'm like, that's okay because one, you're only getting engaged to one person.
Yeah.
Two, like there's supposed to be someone on paper that's going to match with me. Like it's up to me to figure that out and find that out too.
Hmm.
So again, like all this other application stuff we did, sure, it's why not? If I'm chosen out of all these millions and thousands of people or hundreds or whoever in Denver applied, child, I don't know, or the metropolitan area, and I got chosen, well, there's an opportunity for someone to be out there. So who am I to like not take this chance if I
Hmm. Yeah, and since you watched the show and you kind of seen the trajectory for the black women on the show, was
yeah.
you nervous? Because also you were in Colorado, like, were you nervous? One, did they like black women? Or were you nervous, like, dang, how are they going to portray me on the show?
I was more nervous with like how they were going to portray me. I knew like when I filled out the questionnaire that I wanted a person of color. I wanted to marry somebody of color. So if you are picking me and you're saying, hey, there's somebody here that has matches on paper with all the values. So think of how Pastor Cal and all of them do Married at First Sight, like how they
Hmm.
like, okay, on paper this match, this should match, and they should it theoretically it should work. And I was like, you know what? It should work. Like there's, and if it don't, okay. And I got really logical. I was like, there's only a slim chance they gonna pick me. And then I'm like, you know what? They can follow me off camera. I'm not one for the camera or the clouts or anything like that. So I'm just like, okay, like out of all of us, there's like a 33% chance that they would even follow me, even if I get engaged or not. That's an F. So that works in my favor because I don't gotta be on camera.
So you didn't want to be on camera, but you just want to find your man.
Yeah, I don't care about them dang cameras. If this is the mechanism to find my husband, that's fine. But then cameras can whatever. And I wasn't necessarily uncomfortable with the cameras. Like it was whatever. Like they was there, they was there. But I'm like not there to embarrass nobody, embarrass my family, or lose my job while I was there either. So
Period. Okay.
those things were like going through my mind. It was like, okay, how will they portray me? But honestly, like my prayer going in for like, okay, for whoever my partner is, like I want my partner to protect me and make sure that I feel safe, and like making sure like at the end of the day we're gonna fight for each other and take care of each other, like regardless. So however I'm portrayed or whatever's shown or whatever's clipped, if I match with somebody and we, go the distance, my partner's gonna make sure I'm protected from that standpoint. Like, and that's was my prayer. Also, like the Seattle Portland season with Brett and Tiffany, where it was like multiple couples,
and they moved to Portland.
Yeah. I was like, okay, that was a successful season. So I'm like, okay, like that gives me hope. Like that worked out well for them. Like the New Orleans Spirit at Fire Sight season, that was also like worked really well. That's the same house or whatever. So I'm like, okay, like it can work. So don't take myself out of it without knowing. I can't like talk myself. I did a whole lot of talking myself out in of everything. And I'm like, okay, actually, like we're not going to talk ourselves out of it. This is fine. We can do this. And we're just going to talk to the people literally day by day. We're going to talk to the people and we're going to see what's up.
Okay. We got a guest. Hello. Thanks for joining. Did you watch Love is Blind? Let me know in the comments if you watched Love is Blind. Okay, so getting into it kind of, because you don't know what these people look like. Right. So when you left Love is Blind, did you like go look on Instagram or anything to be like, who is this? Who is this? Like,
so we were like trading. The girls for sure were definitely like writing each other's Instagram handles down. He was like, okay, because at some point we're all gonna leave and we need to figure out how to like stay in contact. Because again, we don't nothing. My compliance fake lawyer deep dive creeper behind was like, when we got our flight itineraries, and like we got it literally like that morning, and you can check yourself in. Everybody's name was on there, so I had already heard the screenshot it, so I could go back and start looking at the.
Oh, serious? You already took the picture?
Who these people are? Like, who are these people? And that's how I remember like keeping everybody's names, because I remember like. But a couple of us, me, Hillary, and China, all left the same day, and I remember they communicated with some of the guys. And when we got our phones back, we instantly just started looking people up on Instagram, and we created a group chat, and we threw everybody in the chat, and we knew people got out because they were active in the chat.
That's how you knew they left, when they was active in the chat.
Yeah, because they got their phones back. And then we had who was the first guys? It was Logan, Chase, and Rohan were the first three guys that left along with us. So when we got to the airport, we communicated, we found each other. I think we found Rohan, and then we found Logan on Instagram. And then we was like, okay, like we're gonna meet up. And we ended up meeting up in the airport. We tried to meet up in Denver's airport, not Denver's, the airport where the pods are at. And then the timing of our flights were too quick. And then so when we got to Denver, it was like, all right, we're going to meet up at baggage claim. So we all met up at baggage claim, and that was our first time seeing each other, was the three guys in.
Oh my God.
And then so we went out and we got drinks at the airport. At one of the bars at the airport, we got drinks, some appetizers, and just chopped it up. And it was really good to see them. They're really cool.
That is really cool, because baby, that Denver airport, child, it'll take you through it, baby. It's too big for me, child.
I remember when we first like, I am not tall. You probably heard from Instagram. I am not tall.
How tall are you?
I'm only 5'2".
Oh, okay.
Barely 5'2". So I'm just this tiny little thing moseying around with all these big old bags. And then I remember Rohan. We first person we met was Rohan, and it was like, hey, she's like, I'm China, I'm Ashley, and then he was like, you're Ashley. I was like, yeah. And my son was behind us like, yeah. And he was like, I thought you were the rudest person. I said, I remember when I said to you to be rude. And then he was like, and then we chatted. He's like, you're actually not rude. You're actually one of the nicest people I've met. I was like, oh, you're welcome. So that was like so fun. And me and Rohan have been like buddy since. It's always a good time when we get to like hang out and stuff. But yeah, I thought that was so funny. That was like the first reaction was like, I was like, shoot, like, was I giving off being rude in the pod? I guess so.
When you giving off, I need you to know what I'm about, and I need to make sure you about that.
I was like, was I giving off rude? Because then like I remember telling my brother, I was like, Mikey, like someone said I was rude. He's like, you are. I said, no, I'm not. And then he was like, no, like it's literally just like the tone of how things come off. But learning that like my body language plays a huge part in my communication. So like I literally was just like be quiet and I would just look at you and just be like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And I learned that like my body language, like it helps with like my patience and stuff too. I'm just like, all right, cool. We're gonna process this. But coming off like if people can't see your body language, that also changes the tone.
Yeah.
So that happened a lot with me, definitely for sure. When people met me in person, they're just like,
I would not have thought you were 5'2" in general, so that's funny.
Everyone, like I get on dates, some Hinge, and they're just like, "You're shorter in person." I'm like, I'm not tall at all, and I'm humbled every day. I have a step stool in my house. Like,
it's that energy. What are that? You know when they be talking about somebody like have like tall energy or like and they like the men have BDE. Yeah. Like it's like you, but you're like I'm sure, but it's like no, I got the energy of like I'm a 6'5" girl, like something like that.
I put on a pair of heels though because my friends are tall, so I have to put on a pair of heels.
You gotta put on, yes, and it could also just be in your environment and like how you're saying you work around like college athletes. So like it can just be all that goes into.
Okay, because my athletes are all over 6 foot. I just be walking. I worked with specifically basketball and football for like the last.
Oh dang!
So I'm over here like having meetings like this. I'm like, back up, sit down, and you gotta just come with the energy so that
yes,
be like, all right, Miss Ashley, all right, Miss Ashley. All right.
Yes,
I gotta talk to this little 6'5" person. I'm just like, but I need my scholarship money, and I'm like, but did you do your FAFSA? But did you do this? Yeah. Okay. So this part of it from that too. Yeah, no, I'm not tall.
I'm cracking up. We have another Ashley in the building. I love to hear good behind the scenes. Hey, Ashley. Yes, this is all the good tea behind the scenes. Okay. So I gotta go look up Rohan and them because I didn't see them, but you got back. You got back to Denver.
Rohan was there. Like I think he was show with KB, and he was like, "My name is Rohan," and she was like, "Oh, you gotta spell it." And he was like, "K," and it was just a little kicks and giggles moment. But yeah, they showed it 2 seconds too. Yeah.
I gotta look at that again. So did any of the dudes, I guess, like, or did you, I don't know, when you knew people left, was anybody like, did you date anybody? Did anybody try to like slide in your DMs after? No? Oh, you also said you was in Colorado.
I don't feel bad either. Like, it's okay. I didn't need to. There was no need for me to do that. Oh. It's okay. Again, I love them all for who they are. They were not specifically,
I forgot they weren't for you specifically because of the values in that, but that's really good though.
And again, like I don't know what everybody's values and stuff were. Like it could not have been clearly articulated with me, but for me, off rip, I'm like, okay, yeah, like this ain't it. And people that I thought like, oh, cool, like we have the same background, we grew up a lot, I ranked you this way, and then I'm like, shoot, I ain't never talked to you again. All right, cool. You can request, like if someone you want to talk to, you can, and they're not on your list, and you find out, like you can request them a date with them. And if they have an open slot, you can slide in. And if they don't, they'd have to choose, like, am I willing to drop somebody to talk to this person? I wasn't willing to do that. Because, again, you done already showed you don't like me and you ain't trying to rock with me at that level. I don't need to ask again for you to tell me no again. So
that's basically what I'm asking you on the date.
What'd you say?
I said, that's basically like I'm asking you on the date. Like, no, it needs to be mutual.
Yeah. And I guess, yeah. Because I'm like, oh, you could have, like, requested, a date with whomever. And I'm like, and I was talking to my producer. He's like, yeah, why don't you just request a date with them? I'm like, they already said that they don't want me.
Yeah.
So I don't want to chase after them. And I'm not about to do that.
Producers being messy. They wanted to just get you on the camera.
And they got me. They got what they needed to get. So
I'm cracking up. So you're in the hotel, like, while you're not filming or whatever, and then do you have to stay in the? When I'm saying pods, I guess I'm talking about the space where all the girls are at, like
Okay, the lounge, yeah.
the lounge. Yeah. So do you just stay in the lounge all day long?
Yeah. So like you can ask to go back to the hotel if you have like a huge gap if you want to, and
I
they'll
could be
have
so
a
bad.
producer come and like drive you back to the hotel if you have like a 3 hour or so gap in between your dates. Like for me, like towards the end, I only had like 3 dates, and if they were like back to back, or I had like one day and then I had a 3 hour break, I would just go work out. Like I'm a workout girly. Like I'll go work out in the little makeshift gym area ish thing, whatever. So I'll do that and then I'll come back. And then sometimes you'll have interviews in between where they'll go do your little confessional stuff. And
Mhm.
then you'll have another date. For the night dates, if I was done early, child, send me back. I want to go to sleep. And one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna sleep in that lounge. I'm gonna sleep in the hotel. I'm gonna get some sleep. I am not the best person to be around if I don't get sleep. So like
If you,
I can sleep everywhere. I come a product from AAU. And you know AAU, you on the bus, you
oh, yes.
all day. Like I could sleep in
Oh, you were a college athlete.
Yep.
I'm surprised, and this is no disrespect, but I'm surprised you didn't hit off with Michael, baby, because that's all he talked about. I told you I watched that interview. He said, "I'm a college athlete. I'm a college athlete. Okay."
Michael, I didn't even make his top 8.
Oh,
Yeah. I didn't make Michael's top 8. I
well,
didn't
he's
see
talking about him and
anywhere.
KB was.
I wanted to like at least see like another day, at least another date with him just because we have similar backgrounds and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And me and Edmund, we hit it off because I was a college athlete and he was
Yeah,
too. So we talked a lot about that. Anton just loved the fact that I went to the University of Florida.
yeah.
Um, who
Anton was locked in with Allie. I just knew they was going to
Ali
get
and
married.
he had another connection. It was Kaylin. Like Kaylin made it all the way to. They made it all the way to engagement day. It was a
What?
whole it was a whole thing. Yeah.
And
Uh,
they didn't show that. I'm so
no, they
sad.
didn't. I was kind of shocked.
Yeah, I'm so sad because that could have been a
Another person
little.
of color that wasn't shown. Uh-huh.
That's crazy because that could have been the triangle or whatever they were trying to do.
Yeah. I remember he was locked in. It was early. I remember like when my date ended. He's like, yeah, I really want to focus on these connections, and he didn't really say who. And then like I figured it out a couple days later. He kind of
Mhm.
mentioned when we were just like cool. He mentioned I think Kaylin's name, and I was like, oh okay, like she's great. Like I like Kaylin.
Yeah.
And I remember like the first breakup. He was like, oh shoot, I'm so sorry. Is it still on here? Sorry.
Oh yeah. I
Okay,
can
yeah,
see.
I had a FaceTime.
Oh.
I have a Mac. Sorry.
No,
Um,
you.
let's see if I can define it really quick. There you go. So yeah, I remember I had just like, all right, cool, we're done. And he was like, oh, like we couldn't talk more. And I was like, no, for what? You didn't want me. So like, why
Right.
do I need to continue this date? like this we're done here. The conversation's over. And which was completely fine because again, like you know what you want, and that's not me. Like there's no need to drag any one of us on.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's like why would I waste my time? I
Yeah,
understand.
like you did not want to date me, so why waste my time doing that? You know?
Hmm.
But yeah,
How was it?
being an athlete, I think a lot of people were surprised to like when they looked at my Instagram that they seen like, oh, like you was like legit, like you were at a Power 5, like you got rings type stuff. I was like, yeah, I'm also like at the time I was like I'm also 33 and I did this like 10 years ago, 12 years
Mm-hmm.
ago. So like that's a whole nother life that I lived and I did, and like I talk about it a little bit. And I thought I talked about it a lot, but I remember Jensen saying, like, I don't remember you saying you went to Florida, I went to Florida State. I was like, I feel like I said it every other word that I'm tired of talking about I ran track at Florida. Like that happened freaking 12 years ago.
You're like, this is a decade later.
It's a decade later. That's a decade later and 20 pounds more. Like that's a whole nother personal lifestyle.
I'm cracking up. How was your date with Edmund? Do you remember?
Okay, yeah. So I remember the first date. I told him he couldn't be my space partner because he's like, oh, like what's like your family? I was talking about like game nights are really big with us, super important. Like we have these space tournaments, and like I can't lose to my sister. Like that's the whole thing. I have a twin sister, and
Oh, okay.
which I said was my fun fact, but they didn't think it was that fun, so they put something else. You didn't
That
think
is
that?
a fun fact. What's
No.
her name?
Her name's Alicia. She's
Oh,
great.
oh my gosh, Alicia. Like Alicia.
Yeah, it's honestly similar. Yeah, spelled
Yeah.
a little similar too. Yeah. So I have a twin sister, and I was like, yeah, I can't lose to her. Like I'm competitive. I play sports. Da 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 da. And he was like, all right, and he was just like hyped because I was like, yeah, like competition, like that's what my family does. And I was just saying I have a family full of athletes. He's like, oh, I don't know how to play spades. I'm like, baby, you cannot be my spades partner. I'm sorry. And he was like, but you can teach me. I said, I can teach you, but you will sit there and you will watch the board and keep score. And my dad's gonna be my partner. I don't like playing anyway. And I remember that, like that was like super funny. But also I remember like dates with him with like I think it was a lot of similarities of what KB said of why she couldn't marry him. Like, hey, like why do you keep cutting me off? Like he cut me off all the time. And I was just like, also just like having conversations, serious ones, vulnerable conversations, but then taking it another day and just like weaponizing it against you and flipping it around and becoming the victim. Like that happened often too. Does he mean well? Yes. Like, did he grow up hard? Yes. But again, like, was he a nut? 1,000%. I enjoyed talking to him. Like I remember like he was ranked in my top half a lot of the time. Like I had dates with him every single day up until I left. But yeah, like Edmund was Edmund. Like
Yeah.
Edmund
Are
was Edmund.
you do you have an identical twin? Are y'all identical?
No, we're fraternal.
Oh, okay, okay. I was just wondering that because of that. But yeah, I just watching the show, it just really made me so upset because not to talk about any other people, just like they were trying to coddle him because oh yes, he grew up hard, right? That does not mean that he could be rude. That does not mean that he could be mean. Like, no, and I was just like, y'all are literally coddling black men on TV because he said that he was in foster care. How many people do know that went to foster? A lot of people are in foster care and
Yeah.
they do not act like that. And I felt like people were like, it was like pulling on his heartstrings. And then KB was getting all this villainized and like hateful stuff. And it's just like, no. And then when she was saying what he was doing, everybody's like, oh. And then when she said it on the freaking reunion, he's like, oh, I just don't remember. You are almost 30 years old. How do you not remember?
Yeah, that was the part that like I was super upset about. Her being victimized, making it seem like she was an angry black woman when she's literally just articulating herself very well. She has a high emotional IQ. She can articulate herself better than almost anybody that I know. So like that was disheartening to see. I love KB, still one of my pod besties. And Edmund's cool. Like I have no beef with anybody, but at the same time, like taking ownership for your actions. Like that was hard to watch. And maybe off camera he did. I don't know. I cannot speak for anyone, but I can't tolerate anybody um trying to victimize her and when someone else tries to play the victim. I know he flipped things around with me the limited time I was in the pods. But yeah, like she's
Yeah.
dope. She's great.
And then the crying, I'm like, boy, I said now.
I
KB was
say he did not cry in the pods with me. I probably did not create a conducive space. I know that like I don't have I'm empathetic, but I don't express my emotions and just be like, oh, ooh, like that's not me. Like that past relationships, like that was always just at the top of the front. Actually, like you're not showing your emotions, you're not expressing them much. I don't do a great job of doing that. I got better, but like I just don't. So like no, he did not cry in pods with me. I'm not gonna lie. When people cry around me, sometimes like I laugh. So when people were crying in pods or people might have been crying in the lounge, I'm like, please don't show me. Like it is not done on purpose. That is just my default.
I'm great. So
Okay.
how did you feel when everybody was like, I love you so much. I love you. Oh,
Oh my
how's
god!
that?
But it's. Do you know what the definition of love is? Like, what's the meaning of it? And again, if them folks are in love, they in love. Cool. Like, there's a version of love that they have, and I cannot disheart of how people are feeling. I just remember like a conversation with someone. They were just like, "Oh, you don't trust me. Like, why don't you trust me?" I was like, "I don't know you to trust you. Like, that has to be earned and has to be built." And they're just like, "Well, I trust you." I'm like, "Why do you trust me?" Because I have no reason not to. I'm like, and it's a double-edged sword, right? And how I grew up and everything else, like, hey, like you got to build that with me. Like that's
Yeah.
earned, that's developed, and that goes with like, okay, like I don't want to say spoon feeding information, but like, what are you doing with the information I told you? Like,
Mm-hmm.
how do you handling that? Are you handling that with care? Are you handling my feelings with care? When I'm trying to express myself and be vulnerable with things, like, what are you doing with that? Like, those build up trust. Not just day two, like, oh, you don't trust me? No, I don't.
No, I don't know you. I barely know you.
Yeah, like, I don't know you. So how do I trust you? So those are like conversations, like, say that I'm cold hearted or whatever you want, sure, but for someone to be like, oh, but I trust you, I think you're lying.
Like what? It's just like I'm just so confused. I just
Like,
met
is there
you.
an extent to how much you do? Like, okay, like you're just like, all right, we're doing the same experiment together, so like I trust you that far. I can trust you as far as like I can carry you. Like,
Because I
there's
don't even see you.
I'm not sure yet. It is day two, like it's day three, like I don't know. And maybe I should have been a little more vulnerable and be like, all right, I'm just gonna dive deep in, but like that's I I I couldn't. But also I'm glad that I kind of stuck with my instincts and my discernment
Mm-hmm.
and like,
Seeing that nobody I see what you're saying because like seeing that nobody even got married, you're like I could just get hurt later on, like if they say no at the like the wedding or something like that. So
I mean, it was never a later on for me with nobody anyway.
oh no, I'm saying you were talking about or get hurt later on, like if you just don't leave now. But so it's like
Yeah,
I can just say no, and I don't have to have that heartbreak of like
yeah,
going to the I'm saying going to the wedding, but I mean like going down the aisle. Like
yeah. So, and I also was thinking about my family as well. I'm like, I'm really close with my family. That's like the most
hmm,
precious thing to me. And I'm like, I can't bring them along a game because at some point it becomes a game. Like at some
mm-hmm,
point you're like, okay, what do I got to do to remain in a pause? Like, what do I got for
mm-hmm,
me? Because I knew
mm-hmm.
like I wouldn't rock with nobody. So what do I got to do? Because again, like I ain't nobody coming at me. I ain't got no beef. But for me, Ashley, the book of Ashley, uh, there comes a point where it becomes a game. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm not somebody's number one. So what do I need to do
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
get to that level to stay here longer?
I see what you're saying.
I'm not really feeling any of these people, but like, what do I need to turn on? I was like, I don't need to turn on nothing because I ain't got to be here.
I ain't got nothing to turn on.
I and again, like I was vibing with people, and then I'm just like, you know what? Like I tried, and then I thought about it. No matter what I could have said or done, the outcome would have been the same.
Okay, okay. So do you well one, do you think love is blind?
Love is a strong word. I think you can be very infatuated with someone, and you can get to a point where you really want to rock with them, and y'all can figure it out, and you can actually marry. Like we've seen marriages work. People have been married.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um,
Also Lauren and Cameron. Oh, Tiff and Brett.
Lauren, you got Brett and Tiffany, like all of those folks, like Bliss and whatever
Zach.
her name is. Yeah, Zach, him. Um,
Kwame.
I ain't got no smoke with him, but I just can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, we've seen it work. So there is a possibility of taking a chance and doing it, and putting yourself out there like that. A whole nother level of vulnerability that you have to be okay with doing.
Mm-hmm.
So do I think it can work? 1,000%. I think that process can work. But you also need people who are on the same page. Like if both of y'all are there for clout, it
Mm.
can work because y'all both there for the same reason, and we can get a marriage out of it. Sure, I actually like you in real life. All right, let's go. If both of y'all are there for love and you say morals and values line up, it can work. But if one is there for clout and one is there for love, it's not going to work. Like you also need people to be honest on the application process and weed out the BS. Because
Mm-hmm.
again, like, is there people there that like black women? I don't.
Period.
Again, like I don't know. For my
Yeah.
season,
Oh,
I don't know. I
yeah.
love them and we all have a great relationship, but like, were you willing to marry a black woman? I think Dale probably would have if he wanted to get married or could get there. Maybe. I think he kind of could have, but anybody else, like I you hear my behind, you know I'm a black behind girl. I don't even got a thick St. Louis accent anymore. They said my accent was thick, and I just knew. My name's Ashley, but as soon as you hear Ashley, you're just like, yeah, that's a sister.
Yeah. And I know a lot of black girl Ashley. I mean, there's some white Ashleys out there too, though. Some
The thing
white
is,
ones.
I never went to school with it. It was always at least two of us in my classroom, and again, like I think, yeah, you need to make sure like they can say on their questionnaire, hey, I'm open to
Mm-hmm.
dating all the races, but like, or I've dated multiple races, but like, are you willing to marry one? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, those are the conversations I don't know what conversations the guys have. So I
Yeah.
can't speak for them. But I
Uh-huh.
can say I'm not really confident that anyone was willing to go to, say yes to a woman of color. Like, I'm not confident in it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I agree. That's why I was asking you that question earlier, like where you were nervous, because we have seen it in past seasons
Mm.
that like these men are not feeling the black women. And then also this season kind of made me upset because I'm like, they were talking about race a little too much. A couple of people, it's like, this is not supposed to be about race. We are
Yeah, I was wondering what people were talking about. I'm like, oh, I ain't talking nothing about like how I looked or my
Yeah,
height.
we're not supposed to say, oh, we're like, half this, half like you could be black and look like vastly different, right? But you're not, but oh, I'm Asian and oh, this like you're not supposed to tell me, you're not supposed to be like you're not supposed to tell a feature. So I'm like, this defeats the purpose of the experiment.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I don't understand. So, do you regret going on the show? Like, do you regret doing the experience?
Oh, I don't regret it at all.
Okay.
I don't regret doing the show. I don't regret doing having the experience. Will I do it again? Absolutely not.
You
But
want to do another dating show?
absolutely not. No. If that's what they vetted, no.
Oh my gosh, that's what I was gonna say. It seems like a lot of women though, the women be applying. I watched, as I said, I watched it earlier. They just be finding these men at the mall, at the Philadelphia, at the mall, at weddings, at this like,
What's the
oh,
model casting call?
you said, yes, the casting call. Yes, that lady. But even they were talking about Michael said something about at a wedding, and I forgot what Dale said, but it's like they
Yeah,
go
Dale was
find.
LinkedIn. I remember he told me that. I said LinkedIn. At least we know you got a job.
That's what I said too, but it's just like it's just so sad because in the society that we're in, they were talking about how Denver, and I know you said you don't live in Denver, but they were talking about Denver's like a hookup culture and stuff like that. But like it's so sad that women are like so focused on like getting married and like they want to get married, and these men are playing, they don't want to get married, they don't have to. And so it's just like the common denominator. There's no common denominator. Like it's just like a ship that switch, and it's like you see a couple men like, oh, I want to get married, but then they don't get married. But then all these men that are coming on here, they are not really wanting to get married. Like you're reaching out to them. They haven't applied. They haven't put any effort into it.
There are some guys that did apply and they really wanted to be there and they really put their all in. They tried. A handful. Also, like I think a lot of people, and I had to learn this myself years ago, they like the idea of marriage. They like the idea of getting married to someone, and they want to have a wedding, and they want to have a party, but they don't think about life beyond that point.
Yeah.
So, I remember like one of my dates, like that was a couple of my dates. That was a conversation. It was like I was like, what does life look like when the cameras are off? After the wedding, we're gonna have a time. It's gonna be a party. Woo, 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 woo. I want to know like what do we do? Like what's up after that? Like life after the cameras, life after like we say I do. That's when life really starts. Because
Yeah.
anything before that, that's the pop and circumstances and the hoopla of all those things. Of like, all right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get to the altar. We're gonna get married. I'm gonna have a wedding dress. Da da da. Cool. I can dress up any other day. Sure, go put on a wedding dress. That's fine. But like that's one day. What
Mm-hmm.
about like choosing that person every single day
Yeah.
and getting to that point? And you can see throughout the show when people realize like, okay, I'm gonna choose you today. I'm gonna choose you today. And they're like, I cannot choose you anymore. You
Mm-hmm.
seen that with Joe and Madison. He was like, I cannot choose you anymore. You seen it with Nick and Annie. They was like, okay, like I cannot choose you. You know,
I mean, Nick ran a strict program. I wish he talked a little bit more on the freaking, reunion that wasn't a reunion. But baby, he was strict. He said, yeah. She said, I won't do it again. He said, yeah, you won't because I won't allow it. I said, ooh, if everybody has some Nick Dacity, because baby, he was strict with the program. He's like, yeah, I can't do this no more.
yeah, and I think it went on a little longer too. But yeah, it's.
Oh.
I remember my day. I remember one of my days with Nick too. Nick
Yeah.
was
Was he strict?
I think we have very clear lines. Like, okay, we know this ain't gonna work. Like
Oh.
logistically, like he tells you like he has his house in the mountains. And again, he in the mountains. He an outdoor person. I told him I'm not sleeping outside with no birds. Like I can't do
I
that.
was like, y'all had stuff in common. Wasn't he
Yeah, we
like,
like we were talking about faith. That was
yeah.
important. That was all those things.
Mm-hmm.
Sports, athletics. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay, like where do you live? Like, what does your work life balance look like? because I know I have a busy schedule. Like I can work up to like 50, 60 hours a week. Like
Really?
I'm on call all the time. Not right
Oh,
now, for low, but any other
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But like I left my last job because I was putting in like 75 hours a week.
But now
And
you putting in 50 to 60.
girl, now it's like 50 to 60. It's easy now. And I'm always on call all the time, but I'm in the office 5 to 6 days a week.
Mm.
So what does that look like? And he was like, oh, I like living in the mountains. I'm like, are you willing to move like a halfway point? And it snows out here. I'm not driving all these hours like in the snow. Like absolutely not. For me to be not. I ain't gonna be Sheila going up the mountain.
Save my marriage.
Yeah. So like those are like that's something that's really important to him. It was a really important conversation for us to have early on. And I was not outdoorsy enough for him. I'm not gonna be camping. I'm not gonna do all that stuff. And it's okay, like you can have a lot of things in common, but then you also have things that are super important that are for you and not in common, but those are your absolute deal breakers. And I remember when we had our date and we had that conversation, and we're just like, all right, cool. Like, well, we know this isn't gonna work, but like, cool. Like, I think I was talking about a mission. Like, I've been on a couple mission trips, and he's like, oh, I want to go on one. I'm like, really? Like, I really want my spouse to do a mission trip with me. I love it. It's great. Like, it's a great like building moment. So we talked about that, and so that was a good conversation from that one we had. But it's an example of like, all right, cool. Like fundamentally, this will not work. There's no way we can make this work. I ain't Sheila, and he ain't coming down.
He
So
ain't coming down. But I mean, his program is strict, all right, because I knew he was in the mountains and everything like that. Did they give y'all prompts and stuff to like ask questions, or were you just like asking?
no,
Like,
you can ask and you can go for whatever you want, but also they gave us talking points too if you kind of got stuck or like, hey, these are things that are important we think you should talk about before you get married. So yeah, we had new ones in the back of our journals along with our assignments for what pod we're gonna be in every day.
oh, they gave y'all journals to like write.
Yeah, we got our journals.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So within the pod, speaking of that, did you feel like you were talking about it earlier, like your pod besties? Like, who was you closest to in the pods?
I was close to China, KB,
Mm-hmm.
Megan H. So I'm
Not
gonna
Sparkle
give
Megan.
Sparkle Megan a break. I did not know she was going by Sparkle Megan. There's two
Oh.
Megans. One you did not see. One they played in her face because she is black as well, and they just didn't say she was. Um, but Megan H is black, and
Megan.
so but you didn't see her a lot either. So it looked weird with her calling herself Sparkle Megan because you have to differentiate yourself because there was like two Annies, like Annie and Anastasia. Anastasia goes by Annie, but they had to differentiate the two. Megan had to differentiate herself when she went in the pods as well. So like, I think Megan went by Megs maybe, and then Megan was like, "Oh, my name's Megan," and then it's like, "Oh, my friends call me Sparkle Megan."
So she
So
lying? She just did that to differentiate her.
I don't know her friends call her. I don't know her friends, but I do know she also had to differentiate herself between the other Megan as well. So she might have only said that a couple times because I remember when we got out of the pods and we met up with Logan, and Logan had mentioned like, "What about Sparkle Megan?" I said, "Who?" Because I only knew her as Megan and Megan W. I didn't know who no Sparkle Megan was, and then I was like, "Oh, it makes sense," because again, she had to differentiate herself from the other Megan.
Other Megan.
Yeah, so there was another Megan, and if
Okay.
she those Sparkle Megan to make like, "Hey, no, like this isn't the other Megan. This is Sparkle Megan." I don't know dating because I wasn't in nobody's business like that. But
I mean, that makes sense, but yeah, it makes sense.
but yeah, so Megan H, KB, China,
Okay.
I rock with Kaylin. Those are the ones. Asia was cool, but like Megan, KB, China, Megan H to differentiate for the peoples. Those are the ones that I was closest with, and those I'm still close to. So
You're still close to them. Okay. That's really good. Yeah, because I'm like, I know people say like, well, I didn't find a man, but I found friends. People were like, it's
I didn't have friends because again, I had just moved here, so I'm like, okay, like,
but they all live in Denver, and you're in Colorado.
Well, China, me and China actually, we found out we go to the same church. So I honestly, when we got back, I ran into her going to the bathroom at church. I'm like, oh, okay. So she stays not necessarily in Denver, but like halfway. But yeah, and it's fine. Like Denver is not far. Like am from a big city. In St. Louis, I'm driving an hour. I'm still in St. Louis. San Antonio, my commute to work was 30 minutes, 45
Yeah.
minutes with traffic. So like,
Oh, Denver's only an hour from Colorado Springs.
yeah, and it depends on what part of Denver you go to, but yeah, it's not bad. Like I still hang out with them. Like we we do a brunch here and there.
You're like, an hour is not that far. I understand. I
No, and
thought
we
it
like
was
kind of pick and choose like midway points in different areas of like when and where we want to hang out.
Okay. For some reason, I thought it was further away, so I did not.
No, it
Only.
depends on what part you want to go to, but nah, it ain't bad drive.
Okay. Well, as we are wrapping up, I do want to say thank you so much for coming and sharing your story. And we're able to like understand the background to kind of see what it is, and shine some light on the Black woman that was on the show that they did not show. That's so rude, but
Because
it's
we definitely use that Black Girl Leading Ebony magazine. It's nice to be in it and all, but like
okay. And like I feel like KB held it down really. Oh, look, another thing I was gonna say, she held it down. But I was gonna say we get Black educated women, like you talking about, like you work. We already know where you work at, but like educated, talking about athlete, KB, travel social worker. I don't know what China does, but I know she got a job.
She has marketing.
Oh, marketing, yep. And then somebody, and it's like, but it's like the men. You said what?
I said Megan's a property manager. She runs apartment complexes. Like we
all. Period. Yeah, but it's like the men that I'm not saying nothing about a realtor, but everybody and their mama is a realtor child in the space of when it comes online. So I'm not even shading him. But it's like, okay, realtor. I think Michael had a job. I think it was something with sales and some. They might have had jobs. It's just like, you said what?
Medical device. I don't know. I found out what these people's jobs was when
I don't know. Because then he was on the live talking about he started a company. I said, well, child, he's talking about this company he started. So I don't know what he do. But I'm like, the Black women, they be stepping, they be educated, they be good. And then the men that they get are that they pair them up with. Now, mind you, I didn't watch season 8, so I can't speak on it. But I watched every other season. But it's just like, it does not be matching up. So it's like, where do Black women go? If we can't get the men to be on our same level, then the other races, if they not checking for us, it's like, what do we do in these times? Like, it's so hard.
It's hard. That's something I always battled. One, I work in a male-dominated industry, so like you're gonna have to be okay with me being on the sidelines at a sport with a head football coach calling me a basketball coach. Like I've reached the level where I have the respect and I've earned the right to have football, men's basketball, women's basketball, which are the high-profile sports, on my palette. So like I'm going to work with these sports. I'm going to work with these teams. So yeah, that's something that people have to be comfortable. For me personally, you don't have to be comfortable with. And I give boss energy all the time, and I'm doing that daily. So what'd you say?
What's your sign?
I'm an Aries.
Oh, okay. That's I
don't know.
Fire.
I don't know what that is, child. I don't look at any of that.
I don't look at signs either, but when you said boss energy, I was trying to see if it was Leo. But I do know.
But yeah, like I give it off, and because again, that's my life daily. And then coming down, like I want to be able to bring that softness out of me, and go ahead and just sit down and just watch TV. I don't be trying to go out. I need a TV show. I'm trying to watch Chicago Fire reruns on TV.
I was like, what you trying to watch? Okay.
Reasonable Doubt, Rainmaker, Chicago Fire, all the things.
Okay. Do you feel like because you're saying that you do want to get married and you want to have kids, do you feel like you're going to have to kind of change your career because of how much it is like demanding? Or are you going to do both?
No, I'm not changing my career. I work too hard to get to I changed my career at 24. I was in social work before and I was coaching, and I changed my career, and I know that I can have a lifestyle with a family and kids with this, and which is why I took this job, because it has a balance, right? Like that's promoted at the place that I'm at is all right. You know what? Bring your kids to the sporting events. Like bring your husband. Like I got comp tickets and I got +1s and there's sport privileges and I ain't got nobody to sport with me. So like it can be a family atmosphere, and I moved here because it's more of a balance, and I can create more of a balance here. At this place, some schools, the last school I was at, I didn't have that, and they were just like, no, it has to be this way. And I said it doesn't. And I have bosses, and their bosses promote that lifestyle of family oriented, and
Bring your kids to work.
yeah, bring your kids to work, or go to your kids events, or hey, like you need to leave early because you got to pick your kid up or they're sick. Like that is promoted where I'm at, and it can happen in college athletics and higher ed. You just have to have the right team around you.
Mm-hmm.
This team let me go on a reality show during one of the when I should have been traveling with one of my teams and doing all my work. So like my former coaches are like, Ashley, how the hell are you doing this when I know what you do? And it's because I have a great team
Yeah.
to work with
Mm-hmm.
to help me do this and to live out all the dreams that I want to do. But no, I'm not giving up my career. Will I move? Yes, I will move. Will I go down divisions? Sure, maybe that's talked about. Will I might be switch positions and maybe go to like something with like a registrar or other than like compliance and the hustle and bustle all the time?
Mm-hmm.
That's considered, but like getting completely out of higher ed college athletics, probably not.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I think my person will understand it and be okay with it, and ride this ride with me.
yeah. Well, no, I didn't. I wasn't speaking of career per se. I guess I was just talking about the role, like changing roles, because you were talking about 50 and 60 hours and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
My kids come first. No,
Yeah.
yeah, no. We're done. We're tapped out.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah. Not the role, but that is good that you see that and that you kind of recognize it. Like, let me go here where they value family, because everybody say they value that, but they always don't show that they value that. And to be able to go to the show that kind of shows like what they value and stuff like that, so you can have your PTO time and different things like that. So that's really, really great. I hope it gets better for you dating in Colorado Springs. I don't know nothing about Colorado Springs. It's not going too well. No, okay, no problem.
You people are open to sliding in my DMs. I am open to looking at those and all the other things.
Okay, you be looking at your DMs. You do be looking at your DMs. But
Look at DMs. I look at my DMs. I'm
nobody
open
yet.
for blind dates. I mean, it ain't the Sahara Desert dry, but it's there's
It
some
ain't what you're
sprinkles
looking for.
in there. There's some sprinkles in there.
Okay, because I was like, have people Ashley, Megan, hey girl. Hey girl. Because I was like, have people followed you? Like, has your, I guess not necessarily your following changed, because you know how you were saying like you weren't really fully on the show. But I was like, has it changed, or has it like, have you been getting more, I don't know, recognized or different things like that where you
Yeah, I randomly like got recognized at church is often
Ooh,
on the sidelines of
going.
football games. I've got recognized working football games. They were like, "Hey, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." I throw people off because I curled my hair for the show, so it looks really short. So my hair was
Oh.
short. It was just curled. It's
Mm-hmm.
actually a little longer now, but like, so that throws people off. When black women change their hair, like they think
They
they're
be like,
the person.
mm-hmm.
That throws people off, so they kind of like will do a double take. It's like, is that? And they're like, wait, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, that was me. So a couple times, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Every time I hear somebody, they say they're from Denver, I be like, "Did you watch Love Is Blind? Do you watch Love Is Blind?" So I can already see. I be like, "Did you watch it?" They be like, "I don't know." Oh, you should go check it out, child. But yeah, so that's cool though. So still open to the DMs. You still looking,
Yeah,
So
I'm open to the DMs, like the hinge. Like I said, like I went on this dang on show, so like, what do I have to lose? Like, whether that's a blind date, whether that's a DM, whether that's a or whatever. I'm gonna make sure you're not a creeper first. But other than that, like, sure, like I have nothing to lose. I feel like I've put myself out there as much as I could already for the peoples to see the bits and pieces that they did see. But yeah,
that is funny. Like, what do I have to lose? I went on a whole reality TV show.
like, I have nothing to lose at this point.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Make sure y'all like this live. Let me know where y'all listening from. This was a really, really great conversation. Is there anything as we finally wrap up? Is there anything that you feel like we missed or you want to share, or anything about the experience or kind of just you in general?
I think one of the misconceptions was that I was going to be this like uptight, serious person, and I'm literally the most unserious person. You probably noticed from my Instagram, I lost a whole investigation about a microwave
Yeah.
in my break
You
room.
were like, who got the who? You were like looking for the person in the microwave thief.
Yeah, and I kept leaving the microwave door open, and it was annoying, and I wanted to get to the bottom of it. And I got a confession. I got 100%.
Oh, you did.
I did get a confession. But yeah, I'm really like one of the most unserious people you might meet, and I'm chill. Like I'm a homebody. I like to have a good time, um,
Mm-hmm.
and I am super family oriented, and that's
Okay.
that's me. Like I'm not as serious as what people think I am, and not as
Mm-hmm.
uptight is what they think that I am, that I might have came off as, but my resting face just looks that way. So sorry, y'all.
Yeah, the picture, the quote really gave off that you was really serious.
Yeah, I'm really not that serious in real life.
Yeah. Do you have a TikTok?
I do have a TikTok.
Do you use it?
Yeah, I do use it. It's actually just I actually started doing networking more with people looking to get into college athletics, higher education.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of been picking up a little bit with that, and just I've had started doing networking calls with people since I've been furloughed, and I give them 30 minutes of like, hey, what do you want to do? Do you looking for community? What are you trying to get into athletics? And just helping people with their interview skills, find their path. I got the opportunity to recommend people for jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Just I'm pretty connected within college athletics and a little bit on the professional sports route. So I've been doing that, and TikTok's been super helpful with me just being able to meet people looking to get into college athletics and sports in general. We talked a little bit ago, but yeah, if I know job openings, I try to put people on and put people on game from that standpoint. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, my TikTok is Ashley, but there's a whole lot of H's. I don't even know how many, but it's like ASHHHH dot LEY. Uh-huh.
I
But
have
if
to look
you
it up.
but if you find me on Instagram, which is Ashley dot Ursery,
Mhm.
USERY, it is pronounced Ursery like nursery. Um,
Okay.
you'll find my TikTok on there as well. Like it's linked in the bio. But yeah, there's like a lot of H's in it because there's too many people with a name.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're doing networking events to help people. You're not networking for a job.
No, I'm not networking for a job. I have a great job. I like where
Mhm.
I'm at, but I'm networking to help other people and to build that relationship. Along with, we're trying to like start a Black sports professional chapter in Denver for the Denver metro area. So then that'll get us Olympic,
Oh.
USOPC, US Olympic Committee folks. There's USA basketball here. There's CU Boulder. There's DU. There's the Nuggets. There's the Avalanche. So I'm really excited to start networking more and get ingrained in Black professionals in sports, whether that is the high school level, the collegiate, or the professional or Olympic sports. So
Mhm.
those are things that I'm doing now, right? So if I can be my sponsor out that way, that's a sports guy too. That's cool. But
Period.
yeah, like I like helping people and putting people on game, and people. I one thing that I was told in the pod was like, you are literally the same person consistently from when you're in the pod to you when you are right now. And I'm like, thank you. We respect you for that. I'm like, I don't know what y'all was doing there, but also like, thank you for seeing that I'm still 10 toes down in the same one. Like, I'm going to call you out on your BS. I'm also like, love you and uplift you. And I'm going to comfort you if you need help. And I'm going to rock with you if,
Mhm.
you know, I'm going to give you the same energy. But also like lead with love, but also I'm just going to also not, give you the BS. Like I cut the fluff, but yeah. And again, like I'm willing, like, yeah, GAs, interns will send me their resumes and I'll tell them like, hey,
Mhm.
you might want to cut this fluff out. Like I might work in compliance, but I've been on more hiring committees for jobs other than compliance than actual compliance.
Mhm.
So
Oh, okay, okay.
I hire coaches, director of ops,
Mhm.
ticket office, all the things. So yeah, I've been doing that and it's been good and I enjoy it.
Okay, I need to talk to you offline because, as you do know, I'm in higher ed. But I need to talk to you offline because I'm trying to do something like that too. Yeah, that is so cool though. I'm gonna follow you on TikTok. So if y'all did not see Ashley on Love Is Blind, that's okay because exclusive interview right here. And make sure y'all follow her. I was gonna ask you if you were documenting your furlough journey because you were talking about it a lot on Instagram, and so I was seeing if you were talking about it on TikTok because I feel like that's really, really kind of like popping right now. But I don't know if you want to talk about that on here.
Yeah, I can talk about the furlough journey. It's a hot mess, but also like I choose joy and I choose peace. And it sucks. Like the two realities. It sucks and I have not been paid for a month and a quarter. I have not seen a paycheck. I got a pay stub today that said $0. Like that's the reality. We've
That's
got
disrespectful. Why are they even giving you pay
oh,
stubs?
it gets better. Like the our first pay stub at the shutdown was a partial paycheck because the shutdown happened halfway through the pay period. Then we got our next pay stub that says zero, and it says you made X amount of dollars this pay period. Now you're gonna make zero. Like you were taxed X amount of dollars, now you're being taxed zero. So all of that's being happened, and the world still has to go around. And
Mm-hmm.
I get exempted occasionally, I get accepted occasionally. And when you go in through the exempted and accepted status, you're literally digging yourself out of the hole and you're playing triage at the same time. So for me, my coaches are like, oh crap, yeah, you're back. Like, I need this, asking this. So you can't really dig yourself out as much because you got to stay current. Like, I'm behind on my legislation, I'm behind on proposals, and I can't really like keep up with it because I can't do much, you know? So
So
I
you're
can't,
still working.
like, yeah, so I got a part-time job because bills
Oh,
still got to get paid. But also, yeah, I'm still working. Like, football games have to be ran. Like, we have contracts. Like, the cadets are still there. Like, all these things are happening. So they're just finding ways to make sure we can make the world go around. With our mission for my team is, what do we got to do to make sure our athletes can still compete? What are we doing? So we planned for, I think, like a week, 3 week shutdown is what we plan for, to certify and everything else. So I'm checking, like, okay, do they make the grades? Do they have the percentage towards degree? Do they, are they on probation? Like, do they meet all the NCAA requirements and the institution's requirements for them to be eligible for competition? Everything that usually takes us a couple months to do, we have 48 hours. Yeah, that's how quick that shutdown stuff happens. Like, okay, it's happening. You got 48 hours to get this done. I have 48 hours to look through 250 athletes and get them and get their coaches to sign the paper, supervisors to sign it and review it. And I had to do my own, and then I have staff members. They did theirs, but guess what? Someone has to review it. I'm the one who double checks and review it, and you have to be diligent with those things, because if you certify somebody wrong, that is $500 per athlete per competition. And if you consistently get it wrong, you have a major infraction violation, a lack of institutional control, which means you're going to get fined more money. Your team's going to pretty much put on punishment and timeout, because those are the NCAA rules in lame terms. So we're doing that, and you have to be able to transition all your work to your military partners. So I'm teaching someone who knows nothing about my job how to do it in lame terms, and who is your point of contact, who's going to help you. So you're doing as much as you can in hopes of something opening up and being able to do this. And we're just like, okay, like, we're not doing this. This is shut down. This is shut down. This is shut down. That's not a priority. We're doing this.
oh
That's
my
what
God.
we're doing. So when I say problem solving, constantly, they're just coming to you. You have a colonel, full blood colonel coming to you. Okay, Ashley, so like, what's the plan for this? I'm like, what's the plan? Okay, the plan is this, because you're coming on the fly. This is the plan. And this is what I need you to do. And this is someone who's going to help you if you have any questions. Because again, when you go on furlough, nobody can't call you to ask you questions for help.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Okay. Yeah.
They can't. That's why you have to prepare somebody else and give them all the cheat sheets, because like, they can't ask you for help. They can't ask you questions. They can't say like, "Hey, I read this, but I don't understand this." No, no, no. It ain't no understand. Like,
Because
hey,
you're not working. So
no, you understand what I gave you, and I'm going to give you step by step as much as possible. If not, you need to call this person, because I legally cannot answer this call, or I'm getting in trouble now by the government, and I ain't got no money for y'all to find me. Y'all ain't paying me anyway.
yeah. Makes sense. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, so you're not, because you're not working because you're furloughed. So they
No.
have to go into the like the military
So
side.
yeah, you have people that are accepted. Like, I'll get accepted on Friday. I'll fall into a different status on Friday, and I'll go in the office and I'll work Friday. Basketball is one of my primary teams. They just started, so like, I have to be there a couple days a week to help them out. But yeah, like, but again, when I'm going in, I'm digging out of a hole and I'm triaging. You're constantly triaging things because everything is current for them. But for me, I'm like, okay, I gotta get sped up, and then I gotta be like on the fly, and it's not just like, hey, I have a question, da da da. I got time to look it up. Nope, I'm in your face. I have a question. I need you to da 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 da, and I have to know those bylaws and those processes. Like, so when my mind goes and I have useless information with dates in it, I do. So when I want to go home and literally turn off and
You
maybe
just want
watch Married at First Sight or some dumb TV,
to.
is because I literally just executed a shutdown in 48 hours, and I had to do a reinstatement case because the kid's ineligible, but I had to get them eligible, and I had to talk us off the ledge of not having a major infraction case. That's what I mean. I need to turn my brain off, and I need you to make a decision and me not make one.
Because
Those are
you
the
don't
things.
made all of them.
Yeah, those are the constantly things that are happening. And like, okay, now, okay, you do all that during the week, and now we got a football game today. You're going to be there on the sidelines for 7 hours. That's my life. That's what's happening. Like, all right, cool. We did all this. We prepared. We got this. Boom, football game. All right, we have recruits. We want to do this. We want to do this. On the weekends, you're not in front of a computer. It is real time. You got to figure this out. Decisions, problem solve.
Do you want your man to be with you at the games?
Pardon?
You want your man to be with you at the games too?
Oh, he can be there. He can be on the sidelines too. I got a right spot just next to him.
Okay.
We can get you a credential too, baby. It's fine. If you want to be there, you can be there. If you don't, that's fine too. But when I get home, just know like I can't cook. I'm gonna eat cereal and I'm gonna lay on the couch unless you cooking. I'm gonna fall asleep right there, probably laying in your arms. It's gonna be an early Saturday.
That's why you talk about you don't go out because you be trying to go home. You be trying to relax.
I be trying to go to sleep.
Your long days. That's why you going to sleep.
Shutdown days. Those are like 10-hour days.
Yeah.
The shutdown, like, and then if I have a game that day too, like basketball, like I might have a crossover. It's crossover season, is what we call it. If I got a basketball game, I'm going to the basketball game. I'm there. That's happening on a weekday, and then I got football. I got a 10 a.m. kick. 10 a.m. kick means I got to report 3 hours before. That's 7 a.m. I'm not getting to almost 1 o'clock after that because I'm there an hour after the game is over.
What?
Yes, that is my job. That is my lifestyle. It is a lot. I love it. So like, I just, when I say like, hey, I'm not trying to be at a Broncos game on Sunday, that is why I don't want to see a football field on Sunday. I was just there on Saturday.
Yeah. I know it sounds like a lot. It sounds tiring. You just telling me the schedule. I'm like, woo.
Schedule be scheduling. So I did need a furlough a little bit first couple days, but like after day 10, I was like, all right, cool. Like I'm ready to go back.
You like, I need to go back to work, but you like the break, but you like I need to get paid.
The break is too long now because I'm not getting a paycheck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's keep it 100. I need a paycheck.
I need a paycheck. But yeah, like I've been documenting. I've documented like on TikTok too, like, hey, day 13, I accidentally became important and I'm going to work. Or hey, my furlough walk, because I walk every day and I started.
I see it. I watch your stories.
Yeah, I furlough walk and okay, the furlough walk is from the parking lot to the building because I got exempted today. But yeah, now it became a thing. Like my coworkers, even Microwave Gate, they're just like, okay, like who's doing it? It became a office morale boost. Now they're just like, okay, actually, I walked 10 miles. We're trading trails that we're walking now. So we're making the best of it. My boss's boss, she has a farm. She gave me a dozen eggs. It was like, don't worry about paying. And I was like, great. It came straight from the great. Because I used to buy my eggs from her, and she's like, what can I do? I was like, actually, can I get some eggs? She said, yes. I'll pick them up. I said, thank you. Don't even pay for them. Thank you. I ain't got no money to pay for them anyway. But yeah, I documented. I'm trying to get better at using TikTok. I'm not a big TikTok person, but I'm trying to get better. And it was
you should just do a quick hook. You should be like, hi. You should be like, hi, I'm Ashley. I'm from Love is Blind, but now I'm furloughed. You should just do that really quick.
Get that? Like I've talked about, like, because I got a part-time job at the grocery store. I talked about like, don't ask me where nothing at in the grocery store because I don't know. It's the blind leading the blind again.
The blind leading the blind child. I'm just here like I'm just here so I can get paid. Not even so I can get back, child. I got another job.
Yes, I came from there before I got on here. Yes, I am literally just trying to shop for people because it's gonna give me a quick, easy paycheck. So I've been documenting more, and it's been getting a lot of traction. And know, with people, I don't do things to be famous or do things to be an influencer because I can't keep up with that lifestyle. I like my current lifestyle. I lived a kind of fast-paced lifestyle when I was in college as a college athlete, and rolling with the football players and things like that. But like, I'm not trying to live that. And if it picks up, it picks up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if it gets you a laugh, it gets you a laugh, and like that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, I love that. And it can go because then you're going to go back to work. So that can be cool too. I really like that. That's really cool. I was like, yeah, I'm talking to you offline because I'm trying to figure out that too. But yes, that's really, really cool. So y'all should check her out on TikTok and Instagram and follow her stories because I do watch her stuff on like furlough day. You be walking and stuff. I'm like, okay, yes, guys. I'm like also sad because I'm just like, this is the longest government shutdown. Like, this is horrible. And I know people who are in it, and I'm like, they need to get paid. Like, so that's how I feel about it. But yeah, like y'all need to get paid because that's crazy because you got to pay bills because they're not going to pay them for you. So that's how I feel. But if this is your first time, seeing this series, Girl Did You Watch, is a wind down. I've interviewed other people too, so you can check those out. But the podcast is called Black Girls in Podcast. Actually, I have an episode out now talking about rejection as a Black woman. So if you want to check that out, we upload every Wednesday at 12 p.m. on YouTube. Yes, it's all about rejection, about redirection, and just Black women being resilient. Like even nowadays, like being resilient, how to be resilient in dating, child, in career, and all these different things. So that's kind of what the den is for. So if you want to go check those out, it's on the podcast platform as well, and as well as on YouTube. So yeah, that's really what we have here. This is the TV lounge, air quotes. This is the lounge where we bring TV in, and then hopefully I'll be, interviewing some more people. We'll see about next week or whatever. But just stay tuned. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram, Black Girls in Podcast. And I'm on Facebook as well, too, Black Girls in Podcast. So check us out there. And yeah, hopefully y'all have a great night. If you didn't like the live, please like it. If you're on the replay, please comment hey, so we can say hey back to y'all. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming and sharing your story and talking with me. I know some people, are nervous, or some people are scared, or they don't want to talk about it, but I do appreciate you taking out your time, because I know you're busy and everything that's going on. I do want to say thank you for taking time out to chat with me tonight.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate for creating this space.
Yes, you are so welcome. And thank you all so much. Ashley, hold on, but we're ending the live. Okay, bye.